Oh, hi everyone. So looks like I'm live. Okay, I'm trying to set it camera. Okay, please excuse me. This is my first time going live in ever. The last time I tried to go live, it wouldn't work. My connection was bad. All right, so to everybody that's been following me, that's a fan of all of my books, I have more than one book out, of course, but right now I just have one series that I'm promoting the most, which is the Caught Up in the Game series, and it's called Caught Up in the Game series. It's Game Over, Caught Up in the Game series. Um, so that's part of the title, Game Over. And this new one is Heart of a Thug. That's book four. It's Game Over, Heart of a Thug, book four in the Caught Up in the Game series. In regards to the series and the novel series. Now, of course, as you know, I couldn't put all of that in my title, so I had to explain what this video is actually about. So, so, what do I say? I'm currently writing book four, Heart of a Thug, in the Caught Up in the Game book series, book four in that series, which, like I stated, was Heart of a Thug. Heart of a Thug. I'm introducing new things in this book. I'm very much an Afrocentric person, a person that loves Africa, a person that loves ancient Egypt, a person that's, been exploring ancient Egypt and Africa as a continent for 8 years now, actually. Going to test actually took place in Egypt. Yeah, imagine that. We invented the pregnancy test. There's another story on YouTube as well. It's the same story about the first pregnancy tests for women in ancient times in ancient Egypt. I will be including that in more than likely in this book. I want to continue to a book five for this series, but I just don't know. It depends on how well this book does. So it depends. I've been doing updated book covers. And if you don't know who I am on Facebook, I'm authoress Shantina Henderson on Facebook. So my hair is a little crazy right now. So please excuse the hair, but yeah. I thought about letting my hair go completely natural, like free forming it. Um, but I just don't think I'm ready for that yet. I think I'm gonna have to wait a long time to be ready for that, if ever. But I do want to do like hair ornaments, like the Egyptians did, and like the cinnamon oils in my hair and stuff like that. And I used to do all of that. I just recently stopped or whatever, but whatever. So I think that with this book, I will be talking about ancient Egypt. Now it's just going to be just one chapter in this book, but I will be doing more books about ancient Egypt. I was supposed to do a goddess book a while back, which was with Best and uh, Medusa. And yes, Medusa is an African snake goddess. For those of you that didn't know, you can look it up online, you can look it up on YouTube. I have done my research. I researched more than one place. I did research on YouTube and I did research online. Um, so it's a lot of things that I've learned about the African continent that I want to write. As long as you can have people of interest in your stories and speak to not just my own audience, which I'm sorry, because I'm black, my audience is the most important, which are they're black people like me. So how I feel about the whole situation is when I'm writing my books are mainly for black people because I get so upset when I read certain books and there are no black people in there. Like black people don't exist in the world and we are everywhere, literally everywhere. So that's my main goal for writing. There are not a lot of, a lot of African American authors and authoresses like myself that are going to, themselves in places like Paris, France, and London, England, and you will find books where they're going to places like abroad and things like that. But sometimes you won't find that in urban fiction, street literature books. And I actually had a friend bring that up to me before I started writing. And she told me, she said, I really don't read black books. And I was offended. I was just like, well, why? Why don't you read black books? And she was like, well, they really don't do anything. They go to the store, they come back home, they have sex, they may have babies, but they usually go to the store and come back home. And that's the whole novel. And I have read books like that, sadly enough. I have. So, in most of my books, the people travel. They go to the Caribbean. They come back to the States. They go to the Caribbean and they live there forever. I have a book like that now, actually. I just recently bought it on Amazon.com. And no, I'm only an authoress on Amazon.com. I don't own anything else with Amazon. So hopefully no copyright issues will come up about this video. But I think it's important to have a black voice in your fiction books as a black person. And I will never exclude myself or characters that I believe need a voice. So am I going to be writing about, which I didn't write about in my first in my first 3 books in this series, I didn't write about crackheads. But in this book, I'm going to be writing about crackheads. If people have a problem with that, like they never seen crackhead before and they be like, okay, don't read the book. I don't know what to tell you. But I'm definitely going to be writing about realistic things. Cracking's like people not wanting their children, not speaking to their children for years, so on and so forth. I'm going to be writing all of these things because all of these things are not only a big part of the African American community or, the African diaspora communities. It's a part of all communities in the world, and everyone can relate to that. But most importantly, like I said before, I'm most importantly writing for the black audience. History, fiction. So with this book that I'm currently writing, it will be going into the murder mystery genre. I love murder mysteries. I really do. I want to know who the killer was. I want to know what was their motive for killing. Everything like that. And, if you like murder mysteries like I do, you'll want to know who the killer was too. So I really want to bring mystery into my stories. And, there are not enough African American mystery writers. I looked up, African American murder mystery writers, and it was like, I think less than 10 or less than 20. It was really, really weird. It was crazy. But I said I was only going to make this video 5 minutes long, and it's almost 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. You guys let me know what you think. Don't forget to this new novel as a partial, well, not even a partial, as a murder mystery novel, and why I'm taking it to that genre level, and the reason as to why. And I'll elaborate further if you really want to know. All right, guys, thank you so much, and have a great day.